What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new football video where we will preview the final day of the Premier League season. Liverpool play Wolves and Man City play Aston Villa. And if Aston Villa and Steven Gerrard, Philippe Coutinho and Danny Ings, the three former Liverpool players, can somehow pull off a miracle and get a draw or even beat Man City, then Liverpool have a chance to win the title. But I think we just need to concentrate on our game against Wolves. I'm hearing that Salah and Van Dijk will start only on the bench and Luis Diaz will start up front alongside Sadio Mane and probably Diogo Jota as well, or Bobby Firmino. We don't know the exact lineup yet, but I think that Liverpool fans can be pretty relaxed about this because Liverpool have nothing to lose in this game. We have everything to gain. The title is in Man City's hands. They should be nervous. Man City should be nervous. The Liverpool fans will be very excited. We are still in with a chance to win an unprecedented, historic quadruple. And we also have the Champions League final to look forward to. And I also want to talk about Pep Guardiola's absolutely ridiculous, ludicrous comments that the Premier League is the Premier League is harder to win than the Champions League. That's what Guardiola is claiming. Let me know in the comments below, do you agree or disagree with him? Why on earth did Guardiola then not win the Champions League if it's easier to win than the Premier League? Man City are on the verge of winning 4 Premier League titles in 5 seasons. So if apparently the Premier League is that hard to win, why isn't Guardiola winning the Champions League with Bayern Munich, with Man City? He basically had the best and biggest and richest squads available to him. In the past 12 years, Guardiola has a big fat 0 Champions League titles, 1 Champions League final. Guardiola has lost the most Champions League semi-finals in the history of the competition. He is an utter failure in the Champions League, in my opinion. With the squads, with the money that they spent, Guardiola should have won the Champions League more often than not. There is a reason why the likes of Messi and Ronaldo have a lot more league titles than Champions Leagues, because usually when you are playing for one of the best teams in the league, it's a lot easier to win the league than to win the Champions League. That's my opinion, and Guardiola is talking absolute nonsense. He's just trying to big himself up and give himself credit, when basically it's bothering him that a lot of people are criticizing Guardiola for his failures in the Champions League, and rightfully so. Guardiola went to Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. He failed, he didn't win the Champions League. He lost 3 semi-finals. Guardiola wasn't signed by Bayern to win the title. They have been winning titles before that. Guardiola wasn't signed by Man City to win the Premier League title. Yes, he did a pretty amazing thing, winning the domestic treble of Premier League, League Cup, FA Cup, and he won a lot of trophies with Man City, so he's a success domestically. But in Europe, Guardiola has been a failure, and nobody can convince me otherwise. His record with the teams that he had is pretty shockingly bad, losing to teams like Monaco, Lyon, Tottenham, and Liverpool, who were basically 4th best team in England. And Guardiola lost comprehensively against quite a lot of much inferior, much worse teams than his side, Man City. And first let me read what Guardiola had to say. I would say it's more difficult to win the Premier League than the Champions League. There is a lot of weeks and games, struggles with injuries, good and bad moments with different situations, tough opponents. It's satisfying because the Premier League fight is every day. When you fight for the Premier League and have success right at the end, it gives you a sense that you enjoy a lot. We are happy now. We are happier in our lives when you win. When you win and win it makes for good training sessions, good environment and mood. It's not like the FA Cup or a single game, it's a routine. I'm not saying the Champions League is not important. We are mad, we are crazy about it, we are crazy to win it. We want it, we love it, we would love to be in Paris in the final next week. But to win and compete, to win the Premier League and to compete for 38 games rather than 6, 8 or 9 games is different. Always I like it since I was a player. The league is nice and we are on the verge of that. We are close. And Guardiola is just trying to get people to basically praise him instead of criticize him for the failure of the Champions League. But the thing is, Guardiola will never get the praise that he desires because he's working for a state-owned and oil-rich club who sponsorship deals artificially inflated their way into, buying the best players, and Guardiola has a net spend of more than like 800 million pounds, I think. And I think that Guardiola should have won the Champions League at least once with Bayern Munich. He should have won the Champions League at least twice or maybe even 3 times with Man City, considering they have been the favorites every year and they have failed spectacularly every year. Guardiola should just face the criticism, and he should say that yes, I should have won the Champions League already with Man City, and he made utterly bonkers and ludicrous decisions in many Champions League seasons, playing players out of position, utilizing weird tactics, changing their usual tactics weirdly in a one-off game. The Champions League is a lot harder because you can have not just one game, you can have a bad 5 minutes and you could be out of the competition. That's why it's harder to win the Champions League. In my opinion, the Premier League, you can have a bad run of 5-6 games and you can still win the title. Man City lost to Crystal Palace at home. They dropped points in quite a lot of games and they are still on course to win the title. And in previous seasons, last season, Man City didn't even have to get 90 points. They finished with 86 points and still won the title by an absolute country mile because Liverpool had a lot of injuries and other clubs were just not at the races. And look at a lot of other leagues. Sometimes teams can win the league by just not being as bad as the other teams. They weren't even great, just good. Look at how Leicester City won the Premier League. It's an amazing achievement, but Leicester City were the best team that year, no question, but they won the league because everybody else were absolutely shockingly bad, so inconsistent, and that's the way it is. Would Leicester City would they have been able to win the Champions League? No, nowhere near, because in the Champions League you can't have a mediocre game sometimes and then you could be out. Man City didn't even have a bad 15 minutes. I guess against Real Madrid they have the bad 10 minutes where they conceded 3 goals, and yes, that's it, they were out. So it's an absolute nonsense from Guardiola to say that the Premier League is harder to win than the Champions League. And I stand by that. If the Champions League is easier, why don't you win it, Guardiola? Why don't you win it with Bayern? Why don't you win it with Man City? Absolutely ludicrous to claim this. And he's just trying to pat himself on the shoulder or on the back and trying to give himself credit. The thing is that Man City have a crazy squad with 2 world-class players in every single position. He has multiple 50 million pound players on the bench every single game. So of course with that squad it's easier to win the Premier League, in my opinion, than anybody else, because injuries and loss of form doesn't really affect Man City as much as it affects other teams, because he can just call up a 100 million pound Jack Grealish off the bench. He can just call up a 50 million pound defender like John Stones off the bench, a 40 million pound Nathan Ake who is not even playing regularly. Zinchenko cost 30 million pounds. It's absolutely ludicrous. And also, if Man City have a failed transfer, they can just write that off and bring in another 50 or 60 or 70 million pound player. So the risk for Man City is a lot lower than for other clubs. And I would love nothing more than to see Man City lose out on the Premier League title on this last day against Aston Villa. So come on, Aston Villa, let's do a miracle. I'm really excited about this game. I'm pretty calm, not really nervous. I think Liverpool will do their job properly and beat Wolves, who are on the beach already. Of course it will be a tough game, but I expect Liverpool to win, and hopefully Aston Villa can do a miracle against Man City The football is all about strange results and unexpected results. That's why we love this sport so much. So let's hope Memphis City will nervous, and they will be nervous, and hopefully they will slip up. Let's go, guys. Thanks for watching. I will be covering the game, of course, on my channel. So after the game, check back for a post-match analysis and review. See you later. Have a nice day. Goodbye.